How's it going, guys? JP here, and this is going to be another MMA video. I actually wasn't sure if I was going to continue doing MMA related stuff on this channel because I uploaded the first video, UFC 164 predictions, and let's say it really didn't get watched very much. But then I uploaded the review and results video the next day, and that got like a ton of views. So I'm not really sure if I should continue doing this or not. I also got a few people saying that they would love to see me continue doing MMA videos. So for the time being, at least right now, I'm gonna continue to do MMA stuff. So MMA is, I guess, officially a part of my channel now. Yeah, so this is going to be another predictions video. We're going to be doing UFC Fight Night number 28, Glover Teixeira versus Ryan Bader, which airs tomorrow night, which will be Wednesday, September 4th, 2013, and right after it will be the Ultimate Fighter Team Rousey versus Team Tate, which I'm really looking forward to. So a lot of MMA in the next, actually there's been a lot of MMA in the past, month or two, and just getting hammered with events. And then Bellator actually, I believe Bellator 98 is this Saturday. So we got a bunch of MMA coming up. I just found out that the Fight Master finalist Joe Riggs got injured, so they scrapped the fight off of the upcoming Bellator event, which kind of bummed me out because I was kind of looking forward to seeing Joe Riggs fight again and fight in Bellator and see what he could actually do, because I thought, figured he would win that show and then enter the tournament, but I guess that's delayed. Anyway, this is UFC, not Bellator. We're talking Fight Night 28. Really quickly, same thing as last time. I'm no MMA expert. I'm actually very new to this sport. I consider myself a fan, but at the same time, I'm very new to the sport. Learn stuff all the time. Every event, I'm picking up on things. I'm noticing different things, and I'm constantly learning and uh, becoming more knowledgeable on the subject of mixed martial arts. So, don't take my picks too seriously. They are just, my picks, and you know, anyway, I don't know a lot of the fighters on this card. This is a Brazil card. It's one of the smaller cards, a Wednesday card, which I do like these the Wednesday cards. Fox Sports 1, that's where it's going to be airing, and actually the preliminary card and the main card will be all on Fox Sports 1, like they did with the launch. So that's cool that they're doing that. I really think that that's way better instead of having to switch between Fox Sports 2 and Fox Sports 1. So yeah, I don't know a lot of the fighters on here. A lot of the Brazil cards, I have a trouble remembering a lot of Brazilian fighters unless they're really doing something in the division, and or really in the uh, under the spotlight of the UFC. So I have a trouble with that. And then they tend to put a lot of new blood on these Brazil cards, and also just remembering some of their names is a bit challenging for me. But so yeah, I mean, I know about four of the fights, so I'm gonna pick four of the fights on the main card. I do know two of the fighters in the other two fights, but I don't know their opponents, so I don't really want to, go just off of knowing two guys and not their opponents. So yeah, I think I'm familiar enough with the other guys on the card to make some sort of predictions. First up, we have Rafael Natal versus Thor Troeng or something like I'm not sure about his last name. I know his first name is Thor. This guy was on the Ultimate Fighter. I believe he got eliminated in the first round. Maybe Josh Salmon might have beat him. And then I think in the finale he beat the guy who got knocked out by Uriah Hall with his spinning kick. So yeah, I just don't really see this Thor guy. He's Swedish. From Sweden. Historically, non-Brazilians fighting Brazilians in Brazil doesn't end well, and I think this is going to be the case for this fight. I see Rafael Natal probably submitting Thor maybe early on, second round. I just don't. I really don't see this Thor guy winning. I'm not overly familiar with him. All I really know him is from the Ultimate Fighter and the finale. So, and he really didn't impress me too much. He seemed like maybe powerful, but I just think he's not going to win this fight. Moving on, we have Joseph Benavidez versus Jussier Formiga. And this fight, I just don't see how Benavidez loses this fight. Maybe it's just even hard to even say a knockout loss. I know anything can happen, but it's so hard to see Benavidez getting clipped and just finish like that. I really don't see, even though he is a non-Brazil fighting in Brazil, it's just Team Alpha Male has been on complete fire, and Joseph Benavidez is a top tier flyweight, second best in the world maybe. Um, a lot of people thought he was going to beat Mighty Mouse, including myself, and I think he's taking his time to get to another title shot. I believe he stated that, and I think he's doing it smart. He wants to rebuild himself, gain his confidence back, and make sure that he's gonna win when he goes into the next title shot. So I think he'll get it. I think maybe after this fight, if not, I definitely see Benavidez having another title shot in the near future. So I just don't see Benavidez losing this. I'm going to go Benavidez by decision, possibly second round KO, TKO, submission. Maybe he could finish him. So yeah, after that we have middleweights Yushin Okami versus Ronaldo Jacare Souza. And this fight's very interesting. Probably going to be some grappling stuff, a lot of I think it'll be a fun fight. It'll be a fun one to watch. I know a lot of people were saying like, wouldn't it be crazy if Jacare submitted Yushin Okami, because Yushin Okami's never been submitted, and Jacare might be able to do it. And I've seen crazier things happen, so it's a possibility. I just really see this one going to a decision. I do not see Yushin Okami finishing Souza. Uh, I really don't see Souza finishing Okami, and I just think it's going to go to a decision. And I think fighting in Brazil, I think, Souza is going to pull out the decision. I may pick Okami. I may have picked Okami if it wasn't in Brazil, but I just think, Brazilian fighter in Brazil, I think he's going to do enough against Okami to squeak out a win. It's probably going to be close. It's probably going to be controversial even, but I'm leaning towards Jacare on this one. And then finally, we go to the main event. We have Glover Teixeira versus Ryan Bader, and Teixeira is a definite contender. He's finally getting a top 10 opponent, I believe, in Ryan Bader. You might say that Rampage was top 10. Before that fight, Rampage was probably ranked in number 10 in the top 10, but this is a better top tenor for Teixeira, and Teixeira is probably the next guy to get a title shot if he wins. There's not a whole the division, the light heavyweight division is just all sorts of messed up right now, and there's not a whole lot of clear contenders. So I think Teixeira really needs to win this for the division, but I think a lot of people are also counting Ryan Bader out, and I did say this last time with when he fought Lyoto Machida that Ryan Bader can possibly, I think that people were counting him out, so I could be completely wrong here. Ryan Bader does have heavy hands, and Teixeira's been tagged up a bit in some of his fights. It seems like he drops his hands a bit and he slugs it out a bit. And Ryan Bader is a wrestler primarily, but he's also one of those kind of brawler wrestlers. And I could see him maybe knocking Teixeira out. I think it could happen. Besides that, I'm pretty sure Teixeira has good wrestling. I'm not completely familiar with him, and I know Ryan Bader's primarily a wrestler, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Ryan Bader's probably going to want to take him down. But like I said, I think he could also catch him if Teixeira drops his hands and decides to brawl a bit. I'm really feeling an upset on this one, and it would really kind of screw up the division even more because, I mean, after Alexander Gustafsson, who's really next? I don't really see Bader being right there. He's already lost to Jones, and even if he beats Teixeira, I don't see him getting a shot right away. So it could really mess up the division more because I think Teixeira is kind of that next guy. Unless Daniel Cormier drops down like he says he's going to, I think that would be the most interesting fight for John Jones at light heavyweight. But if Teixeira gets killed off here, it's going to be bad for the division, I think. But I'm going to pick Ryan Bader in an upset. I'm feeling it. I don't know. So yeah, that's my picks for this week, guys. Only four, but it's like I said, it's the only fighters I know on here. Also, I'm looking forward to Tough a lot. I really like the Ultimate Fighter. It comes on right after the Fox Sports 1 card. Miesha Tate, Ronda Rousey rivalry should be butting heads like crazy. The season has been really hyped for that. Dana White has hyped it. I really like Tough for the reason that I like getting to know the fighters. Usually, the fighters who come through Tough, I really end up liking, and I like things about him. Just like Ryan Bader, I actually like Ryan Bader a good bit from his season of Tough. I actually like Glover Teixeira too. He seems really cool based on his interviews. He's a really nice guy. Um, but Tough, the whole thing. I know people are saying it's getting stale, but to me, it never really does. And I think adding the women to this season is just going to make it even more interesting. And it's one of the main reasons is because we know some of these women. We know they're tough. We know that they could be possible contenders in the future. A lot of them we're familiar with, and we haven't really been familiar with fighters like that in a long time in the Tough series. They used to get top prospects for the Ultimate Fighter, and now it just seems like they're getting the people who are winning it just aren't going on to be stars like they used to. And I think that this is really going to bring a breath of fresh air into the Ultimate Fighter series. So hopefully it does well because I'm a huge fan of the series. Anyway, this video's gone on long enough, and those are my picks. I'll see you guys in the review and results video. So peace.